How are you doing today, guys? Let's get a look at this 560. Haven't done one of these in a while. I did not do that scale. So, whoever did an awesome job on it. Look at that 3D texturing. Nice and contoured, just like factory. But it's like this really cool, almost see-through green. So it come to me to put in this front choil here. You can see I went way up into the flipper tab, which doesn't affect the way it flips, because you can still get on that top. Nice little push button. Again, these ride on the bearing system, and there you are. You can see the green anodizing I did on the back. Oh gosh, my lighting. And then we did bronze peaks. Let's see if we can show that. Nice bronze peaks. And then he sent me an email, hey, have you ever tried to do a lock bar stabilizer in a 9mm casing? So I gave that a shot. I think it turned out really well. You can see it's nice and flush. And how I did this, I took the factory lock button and I ground it way down, real thin. You can see my thumb's kind of showing the burn marks. Thinned it down a lot. Also thin that casing down, because when you punch the primer out of that casing, you're left with a big hole. Some people will, if they make them themselves, some people will just drip a little bit of JB Weld or something in there and then drill that JB Weld. But you can imagine if you were to put any kind of real pressure on it, it's only being held in by the screw on the JB Weld. So you can see what I did. I attached the casing to that thinned down factory button in there. And there's some pictures on Instagram I put. So anyways, it's still just as strong as it ever was. And it's dressed up. So basically I just put a new skin on the front of it, right? With a real Luger bullet casing. 9mm fits perfect. Anyways, and then I blasted the clip. It was a little bit marked up and stuff. And blasted the liner under here. But anyways, Choil came out really nice. You can get a nice finger in there. I don't have to do them this way, so if you guys want to maybe get your 560 done, I can leave more of that flipper tab and come out and then come into the blade a little bit more. I just really personally, if it was up to me, I like to do it this way because I like to take away as little cutting edge as possible. And when you do it this way, you barely come up into that edge because the factory sharpening notch kind of comes to right there. And then that big flipper comes down. Well, it's not huge, but you know what I mean. This knife is so large I can barely get it in frame here. I really like that scale. Somebody has some CNC capabilities who made that. This green is gorgeous in person here. And the bronze on the top peaks. Anyways, I'm still taking work on like this, the refinishing, kind of a mild blade reprofile or whatever you'd want to call that, blade mod, something like that. Let's get a up close look at the work. Kind of beveled it around on the edge here. And then you can see how I ended on that jimping right there. And then put like a nice little satin finish on it. And then made it come up dead flush with the scale right here. And it looks like it's sucked in a little bit, but I promise you it's not. So there it is, the ZT560, still a great knife. If you need a big, rough and tough knife and you like the design, I see no reason to not get it. I've had some friends who have put a lot of use on their 560s, and yeah, some of them got burnt with the heat treat on the LMAX, but once you sharpen them, let's go ahead and show the sharpening off on here as well. Once you sharpen them, that seems to go away. Unless you got a really bad one. But anyways, and you don't have to remove a ton of steel to get into that good steel. And it seems like the later models are not having those problems, so I think they figured out all their heat treating and their sharpening, however they were blowing that heat treat on the edge. I can't say absolutely for sure, but I think those problems have been solved. I'm actually thinking about picking up the ZT801. How could you not? They flip awesome. This does too. There it is, guys. If you want to get at me, my email is JohnsonKnives@gmail.com. I'm not really taking on scale work right now. I just have so much here that I gotta do before I can take any more projects on dusty stuff. And the reasoning for that, I know some people it just doesn't make sense, but I work a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. We work opposite shifts, so we don't see each other that much. And anyways, she works in the restaurant business, and she works mostly on weekends and stuff like that. Works at night. Anyways, point being, I work during the day. I get the kids a lot by myself, as does she. So if I'm in the shop, I can do some light blasting, and then I can anodize inside the house. I've got a nice little station set up and everything like that. But I can't go in the garage and make carbon fiber dust or G10 dust. It's just too toxic for my children. I'm not going to have them in there and exposed to any of that. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but basically all the dusty work and stuff, I have to have my wife here so that she can watch the kids, or the kids have to be off at nannies or something like that, and watching all 4 children so that I can go in the shop and work. And I just have so many projects that are already here that I can take on anodizing, I can take on some refinishing stuff, acid stone washing, nuking, stuff like that. Stuff that I can do while the kids are around. But any kind of like real dusty work, I love to do it. I absolutely love working with lightning strike carbon fiber. I love it, but the time constraints right now. I'm not full-time at this, so I have to squeeze it in on the weekends, at nights, and all of the times, you know, maybe let the kids go outside and jump on the trampoline as I poke my head out there and make sure they're okay, and I run some anodizing looking out the window. So basically, this turned into a little bit longer of a video, but I feel like some people, it may not make a lot of sense. Well, why are you still taking on work, but you're not taking on G10 or carbon fiber? Well, that's the reason. The dust is just too toxic to do while the kids are here. So that's it. The green bronze peaks, did the bullet casing stop there, and the choil. And a real long rant about how I'm able to take on refinishing work, anodizing, but not dusty G10 and carbon fiber stuff for right now. I'm trying to go full time, but it's going to be a while. I still have some more equipment and stuff to get. And when I go full time, I want to be making knives. So that's where we're headed. You know, that's the goal, is to be making knives. I don't have any time frame. I'm just doing what I love, and I'm glad I'm able to do everything I am right now. And hopefully it'll be more in the future. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening to my long ramble. If you're still here, I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have a great day. See ya.